guys, how's it going? Welcome to our beautiful garden series. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, we will link it down below. This is basically where you guys have sent in submissions, photos, videos of your garden spaces, and we're just taking a look at all of them for inspiration and motivation and all the things. The difference with this one is that Aaron is joining me today. It's like kind of a recap style video, which will be fun because I think you'll notice things that I probably don't.
Well, and I could be like the Simon Cowell personality, and I could say, this garden is dreadful.
I don't think you would have the opportunity to say that with any of these pictures, because I can actually see the first picture right here in the list. So check these flowers out. These are from Valentina in Ottawa, Canada, Zone 5A. You're either a professional photographer or you have a really nice camera. That's a gorgeous picture.
What are those flowers in the first photo?
The purple ones?
Yeah.
Are Verbena bonariensis. Is that how you say it? I think that's actually how it's known. And then there's echinacea. And then that's a yellow Mexican hat flower in the back left there. But the grassy
the
texture.
pink is echinacea?
Pink is echinacea and the white.
And then some grasses in there?
Yeah. With the white windows in the background, there's something about that so gorgeous. Look at the next picture. We've got some poppies. What I love about it is the bokeh in the background, that kind of blurred out background. It just like really puts your focus on the flowers.
Look at the grasses in the next photo,
though. Oh, we need to do this somewhere, Aaron.
Grasses create just a really nice like backdrop texture.
Yeah. Really, really nice. And with the verbena in front of it, it's really beautiful. But we're dealing with, there's like a miscanthus, is the grass with the more like plumy in the background. And then what do we got in front of it? Some type of calamagratis or something. Really beautiful. Okay, so a little bit of information. Valentina said they started this garden from scratch 8 years ago. Many challenges had to be addressed. One was a big, ugly septic field, which, you know, a lot of people have. We have in our Versailles garden. I planted a small bed with grasses and drought-tolerant plants on top of the field and keep expanding it every year. This year, I've added a small meadow at the bottom of the field. Very pleased with the result. Take a look at this picture with all the lupins. I'm always like so envious when I see gardens that are full of lupins. I keep trying, and I will always try to grow lupins. And usually I'll do good the first year, and it's just, I don't know if maybe I'm putting them in the wrong spot. Maybe they don't like what we've got here. I don't know. But that is gorgeous. And your home is beautiful too. Next, we've got some gorgeous rudbeckias. These are from Sue Krebs in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, Zone 5A. That's the Sahara blend, you guys. If you've not grown Sahara rudbeckias, so many different colors and structures just in one plant. Do you remember when we had this in the cut flower garden, Aaron? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. First year when it was out in the middle of the field?
No, I don't recall.
Can't recollect that. Anyway, I was really pleased with those. So Sue said we garden at a country home and grow colorful flowers that we love to share with others. Oh, look at the border. This is what we need in the South Garden, Aaron. Like, this is the goal. See all those different layers and the color. This is like your jam, isn't it, Aaron?
Yeah.
Like just riot of color.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to look at. And then next couple of pictures, you can see some beautiful bouquets. So, you know, she said that they like to share flowers with others. You see a tulip arrangement in the spring and a camassia flower in there and some centaurea. There's one a little bit later on with some sunflowers and things. You can tell the different seasons. Pretty arrangements around that bench. Those coleus are huge.
Yeah, they look really nice. They're not burned. A lot of ours seem to kind of have like a, I don't know, the sun kind of, what's that called?
Like bleaches them out a bit?
Bleaches them, yeah.
Yeah.
These look really vibrant.
They do. They're so pretty. Oh, we've got dahlias and northern sea oak grasses coming out the bottom of that arrangement. So, so pretty. Oh, look at this cozy little nook with the bench.
It kind of looks like, it reminds me of your parents' garden.
Yeah, kind of like tighter, cozier spaces, which I love. And one day we will have that area, and we will have little areas where we can, I don't know, a little bit more private feeling. But I love this whole thing. So this is from Sasha in Louisville.
Louisville, I think.
I don't know. We're not from there, so we don't know if we're pronouncing that right. Kentucky, Zone 6. So right in the foreground there, hydrangea arborescens of some kind. So Annabelle or Incredible. The canopy over the top looks to be dogwood, if I am not mistaken. And then right above the bench, what is that? Is that a hydrangea, oak leaf hydrangea?
Yeah, it looks like oak leaf.
Oh, That is just so, so pretty. I just want to go sit there. Next picture, greenhouse. Oh, like I said in part 1, you add any kind of greenhouse into any garden and all of a sudden, like, that's the view you want. I don't know, it just anchors a space and it makes you, don't you want to go in there and see what's in there? I do. Like, I want to see what's growing in there. And I like the raised beds just in the grass. It looks so peaceful. Oh, and then look at the phlox.
I like that phlox.
That's really nice. That looks like the luminary, is it violet?
Yeah. The stuff you planted.
Yeah, really vibrant. I like the grass texture in the background. This looks to be along the lane right there, like maybe the driveway area. So fun to have abundant borders along drives like that. Oh, and then a rock pathway. This looks like the starting of ours, Aaron.
Yeah.
Like just kind of rocks plunked on top of the mulch, which is what we're doing. And it works really well for us. We're going to put mulch in between the stones. But I love the look of this. It makes you, again, want to walk through your space. And I think that's something that you need to think about. You know, when you're thinking of designing your space, like what's the purpose of it? Which is why we got rid of our north garden. You know, there was no purpose to that garden. There was no reason to go back there. There was nowhere to sit. It didn't beckon you. Like there was no walking path to like pull you in.
Well, the proof is in the pudding. We just didn't go back there.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to keep working on it until you create a reason for yourself to go back there.
Right.
Or maybe you don't go back there. You know, we've talked about maybe just putting grass back there with like a backdrop of evergreens. And maybe it's just a pretty thing to look at as you're driving through. And it's not meant to really like go back there and study plants or anything like that.
You know, in the end, it's not just going to be background evergreens.
Probably not.
No. We'll have some fun stuff no matter what we end up doing back there. But this picture is just kind of a good reminder of creating those things in a garden space that pull you in, make you want to see, like I want to go walk on that and go to the left to see what else there is to look at. Oh, this looks like it's the other angle. Look at that view.
Yeah.
The island there. Well, first of all, I love that like little lollipop tree with the two trunks.
Yeah.
That is so magical looking.
Are those daylilies in the foreground?
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Or it might be some kind of lily turf. I'm not sure. It's beautiful though, and it's just peaceful. It doesn't look strappy enough to be. Well, I guess some of the lilies have a little bit finer foliage. But I'm noticing the pink in the background. Is that like a rhododendron or something like that? I don't even know. Got bright pink blooms. But I like how there's the lollipop tree, and then when you look under it, you see all the different colors of plants. First of all, the red, the yellow, the green. But they are kind of mimicking those little green spheres under the red tree are mimicking the same shape. And that's really perfect. And then a little shed tucked into the background there. Yet again, another place to sit in the garden. Oh, and a look inside the shed. Thank you for including pictures. Oh, isn't that neat? Gotta have a storage spot somewhere for things. Us gardeners, we accumulate things. And then a little covered seating area right there that looks just so peaceful. Oh, there's a greenhouse in the next one, Aaron. This is from Emily in Ohio, Zone 6. Isn't
I like the
pretty?
finials.
I do too. When we were putting in our greenhouse, we went back and forth for a while. Like, do we do black or do we do white?
Yeah.
Because we could have gotten away with either color, but I think white in the end matches the rest of our building.
Sure.
But I equally love black just as much. I think it's so, so pretty. And then we've got a raised bed vegetable garden here. I like the little pergola right in the center. That's a really sweet spot, and you can grow some really cool stuff on that. But I just love raised bed gardens, no matter what style, no matter how it's laid out. There's just something.
You like the weathered look too.
I do. I love that weathered wood.
That's your thing.
That is my thing. But your pathways are so tiny. There's no weeds or anything. And I like that too in this sort of space. And then I like the layering here. So there's a bench in the background, which makes you want to go sit there. But you've got a really nice mix of color and texture here. You can really tell the plants apart from one another, like the line of evergreens and then the really fluffy shrub that's got more yellow right behind your bench, and a lot of blue there mixed in terms of bloom color. Emily said that when they moved into this house, they've been working on it for 10 years. There was only 3 things. There was a mature pine, a forsythia, and a maple tree.
Wow.
Like that's a lot of work. The greenhouse went in 2021, so you've had that. This will be your 3rd season, depending on when you got it done in 2021. That's really exciting, and I bet you're gonna get your legs under you feeling like you know how to use it. I feel like I don't have mine under me yet with mine. Okay, next we've got what looks to be a before shot from Leslie in Long Island, New York, Zone 7. Let's take a look at the after. Oh wow, quite a bit different. My goodness. Leslie said they've been there for 10 years and her daughters thought the house was haunted. Before they moved in, they were reluctant to move in, and now they love it. Look at the deck off the back. Oh, I love that.
You're a fan of pergolas, aren't you?
I do. I love pergolas. I think they just provide structure, but they don't provide such a dark space, you know? And you can have a completely covered patio area if you've got proper lighting and stuff, in my mind. But, you know, if that was covered, you wouldn't be able to have near the variety of plants near it or, you know, under it as you can when there's, you know, some light being let in. And I think they're just architecturally really pretty. And then look at the front flower bed. Compared to that before picture, like let's look at that again, like old overgrown shrubs and a chain link fence, compared to, boom, flower beds that are abundant and full, lots of color and diversity, beautiful. Lori sent some really beautiful flower pictures here. So from Montana Zone 3, super cold zone, these roses, she said, are on the south side of their garage and have been there at least 20 years.
Wow.
That's amazing. Those look really good. You must be pruning them perfectly every single year. They look awesome. And then look at this planter full of supertunias, dichondra silver falls. It looks like maybe some coleus there in the center, but just I think we're all maybe longing for that right now. Need that color in my life. And then a close-up of another container where we've got some super bells and supertunias, and it looks really beautiful.
Can you name the varieties?
Oh, no. No.
There's too many.
Yeah.
I feel like yeah.
I don't think those don't look proven winners to me. Maybe the light one with the dark throat, but the other two don't look proven winners to me. Okay, so Mac has sent us some pictures of their backyard area from northeast England. I wonder where in northeast England. We've been around that area a little bit. But you can see right off the black fence, which I love black fencing. If you've watched our videos long enough, you know this. I like how the patio furniture mirrors that. But this next picture, you guys, it shows it when it's a little bit more in process, like the grass is kind of just going in. It hasn't been completely filled in. But you can see, like, backed up what the size of this space is. And the budget for the whole backyard transformation was £1,500. Do you know the exchange rate right now?
Well, you know, not that long ago, it's always seemed like a pound was like
twice almost, or 1.
Yeah, not quite twice, but
or something.
Yeah, but recently there was a time where the pound and the US dollar was like almost the same. So it's probably backed off of that now, but
still,
yeah.
That's a small budget. I mean, it's a small space, but that's a small budget for everything that you've done back here.
Yeah.
So the pergola was put in the hopes of growing a wisteria, which you can see right here starting up the pole. But there's just a really beautiful, the borders are nice. The containers are gorgeous. Everything is so well tended to. I love this window box. I love it. I love the colors. And I'm not usually a striped petunia fan. And there's something about it. You've put that together just beautifully. And then there is a mix right there of some evergreen and some other things. There's a hydrangea in there. There's it looks like an elderberry and a hosta. Love it. Oh, we've got a pond here. This is from Nicholas in Stratford, Connecticut, Zone 7A. So a small pond that started about 4 years ago. There's a whole bunch of different plants. So I'm going to read his list. You guys see if you can locate them. So there's a hosta, limelight hydrangea, rudbeckia, sedum, and creeping jenny. I think I can see them all.
Yeah.
And there's others in there too. That's really, really beautiful. And it looks so serene.
I wonder if that's an aquascape pond.
Maybe. Nicholas says it does leave it on, the waterfall on, so it doesn't freeze fully. So it's a year-round deal. That's awesome. Can we just talk about the lighting in this first picture? This is from Kalina in Zone 6B. It looks like heavenly.
Really pretty.
Yeah, look at those hydrangeas. Oh my goodness. And look at the hydrangeas later on in the year. Oh my gosh.
That's really pretty.
That is so, so gorgeous. I want to know what kind those are. Are they just limelights? They look, maybe ours don't get quite as pink.
They look like they could be like a firelight.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. Those are just wonderful. And Kalina said that when they bought their property, it was a blank slate. And it's taken them 5 years. And 5 years is not that long to create this. I mean, look at this pergola area again with the curtains. I love the curtains. It makes it look vacation-esque, like a spa kind of area. And then you can see it here in that same kind of ethereal lighting. My goodness, that's beautiful. Well, and then the bank of trees back behind it really adds a lot. A lot. You can get away with a lot when you've got a big background.
Beautiful
that's
backdrop.
So beautiful. And then I like this combination. The blue spruce, you can see a blue juniper back behind it. I almost had to study that for a second. Be like, that's two different textures.
Right. Yeah, it is.
That's two different evergreens. You've got a weeping blue spruce and then an upright like a Wichita blue or aquavita juniper. Then there's a miscanthus grass and some daisies. I just think that's a very peaceful, cooling blend of plants right there. And then you can see that they've sectioned off a spot for their vegetable garden, little picket fence area with an arbor.
Pretty background.
Very pretty. Yeah, the blue sky and the hills in the back. There wasn't a state given with this one. I wonder where this is exactly. And then this last shot, a beautiful container and those hydrangeas loving their life. Boy, I really like to just study all of these and see all the different plants that everybody uses. Gives me so many ideas. Somewhere where they can grow barberries, where they're not restricted, because there is a barberry right here.
Yeah.
Boy, this next one, it looks like you're walking into a botanical garden of some kind. This is in New Jersey, Zone 7A from Christina Ritz, using native plants with friendly non-natives.
I like that rock color. Although I think that would look really dry in our climate, but I'll bet there it's really nice. It
looks like it's just rained or something. Like it looks a little, or maybe the pictures are saturated ever so slightly.
Sure.
Possibly. But yeah, that's very pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's some different like sculpture things added in that you'll see in different areas. There's like a stoplight right there, the bird bath, just a whole bunch of interesting things to look at, and plants. A crazy amount of plants, like in the best way.
Everything looks really healthy.
It really does. And I would be really interested to know how the whole thing is laid out, because you can't tell.
Right.
There's a lot of things going on and a lot of curves. So like, how big is this space exactly?
Right.
Like that's pretty amazing design to, I don't know, to make it in such a way that maybe it's a smaller area than you think. But it seems like it goes on and on forever because there's so many different views to look at. So pretty. Some really sweet window boxes from Alyssa in Florida, Zone 9B. I'm always looking for window box inspiration. Look at this one. Simple, but so effective. Coleus, 2 different varieties. So 2 reds, 1 green in the center with white petunias.
It looks like a trailing variety of some kind of petunias.
Yeah, but it's not a super petunia because it's got ruffly petals.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's really pretty. I like that one a lot. And then I love this one.
Caladiums?
Yes. There's
and
like
begonias?
an asparagus fern in there. You see the little asparagus fern on the sides? Just a little accent, little fluff. And then you've got white begonias and white caladiums. White and green caladiums, rather. But that is striking and gorgeous, and I like it a lot. Oh my, we've got some impressive views, starting with this waterfall right here. These are from Patty Robinson in Michigan, Zone 6. They live on 90 acres, 5 of which they garden.
Oh, I would love to have 90 acres.
Wouldn't that be fun? They have a series of streams and waterfalls through our backyard. Holy moly. I love the grasses up top and the hydrangeas. And then look at this next to a pergola. It's like a pergola theme today.
Yeah.
So many pergolas. I'm loving it. Oh, but I love the sedum and the hakanakloa. And then look at that big blue spruce backdrop to
Boy, Michigan is where
string.
it's at. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he keeps on like, you want to move
You know
to
what?
Michigan?
I see some of the nicest gardens are like Michigan and Canada.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody's got their struggles, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to know what theirs are, though.
Yeah.
In Michigan, humidity, yeah. But so absolutely gorgeous. And I love the Rudbeckias in there, too, that bright pop. A cozy place to sit with a fire bowl and gorgeous hydrangeas to top it off right there. And then an outdoor fireplace. Look at that multi-trunk tree. They do it for me. Love that so much. And I like all the sedum that you use. Makes me want to go plant more sedum. And then, little pond view,
But of course.
Yeah, with the gorgeous green backdrop. This is like a vacation spot.
Yeah. For us, it is.
Yeah. Look at that. I could just spend all day. And can you imagine the kids too? All day would be spent out there.
I like the idea of the planter being put on a couple rocks. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. I was not looking at the same place. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's really pretty. It almost looks, the way it's placed or the way the picture's taken, the hydrangea is like the centerpiece plant of that arrangement. But yeah, that's really fun. That's the kind of thing that I love, what I love to see in other people's gardens. And that's why I haven't taken the tree face down. on the juniper. Because
I
mean,
don't feel
I'm
like
not
that's
likening.
the same thing.
I'm not
That's
likening
not
the
the
tree.
same thing.
I'm not likening the tree face to the stack of rocks here, but it's just like the interesting things that people do that are different. Like I wouldn't think to stack 2 rocks on top of one another and then put a planter on it, while some other people may not think to put a face on a tree. I didn't do it. It was I don't even know if it was the previous owners.
Might have been before them.
Might have been before them. And it's just stayed this whole time, and it makes them smile. Or like this makes me think that's interesting. I wonder if I should do that somewhere. Those are the kind of things I love about looking at other people's gardens.
Yes.
I know it's not the same, but the tree face stays, Aaron. Oh my.
Whoa.
Peggy in Michigan again. Another Michigan
what.
gardener, zone 5.
Flower abundance.
Whoa, almost 30 years of gardening on about 2 acres. Most of the gardens sit a little lower than our house and front yard, a la Bouchard Gardens.
They are 78 and 71 and still do all the gardening themselves.
Whoa.
That is crazy.
Good for you guys. That is so awesome.
Probably keeping them young.
I plant everything pretty close to help eliminate weeds. Truth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, if you don't want weeds, plant them close. It does suppress everything. I love this picture right here. That with the lighting with the miscanthus, like everything looks picture perfect. Like you have gone in and taken out any little marred leaf or any yellow, anything. It just looks perfect.
It's very English kind of looking borders to me.
Yeah.
Like English cottagey.
And I love that they're curvy. You know, there's like it's not a grid, or it doesn't appear to be a grid of any kind. It just looks like a free flowing kind of, and that's the beauty of having rain. We have to have things set in position because we have to have sprinklers that will hit things. If we have grass, like we have to make sure the sprinklers can hit it. And that eliminates a lot of like, we can't just cut a flower bed out and then have the grass survive around it. We have to redo all of our sprinklers around that new flower bed. So anyway, I'm not jealous or anything. But look at the checkerboard grass and paver.
I wonder if that's difficult to trim. Like, does the grass overgrow it?
Because you would want like sharp, right?
Yeah, because like around
take care
here,
of that.
eventually the grass I feel like would just grow over the top of the
It would here
checkers.
too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
the grass would act the exact same way. So I wonder if you go through and you'd
have
need
to
to
like
edge it.
You'd need to edge it for at least from time to time. Like at least once a month, I would think.
That looks like perfection. And you know what I love about it? It looks like the trellis is a mirror. Like it's almost a shadow of the trellis right there. That's brilliant. I love it.
And the bench where you can just sit and
look at it.
We've got to improve our bench situation.
Game. I know.
Seating around the garden. I feel like that's so important to plan your garden
around seats.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Or at least put seats in the spots that, that look the best or are the most interesting. I feel like we really kind of fall down on that.
Yeah. 2023, the year of the bench.
The year of the bench.
Yes.
Well, Ken, our editor, likes to do woodworking, and he's talked about potentially making a bench for us. He's never done it before, so he was like, I'll give it a shot.
He's going to make his wife Natalie one first.
Yeah.
And see how it goes. And then Natalie gets a bench out of the deal, which is awesome. And that's it, you guys. That's it for our list for today. Again, we are going to put a link down below this video and kind of keep this theme open because it's such a broad one, and we can just take a look at gardens as a whole, like today, or just specific containers, or just like a view of the pond. It's just kind of whatever strikes you in your garden, whatever you're proud of, whatever you think is beautiful. Send us those pictures and we'll keep doing these. I thought I'd bring my mom in on one of them and maybe we could look at some gardens together. I think that would be really fun. But this is just an enormous amount of inspiration all in one spot to me, looking at these things. And I hope you guys feel free to pause the video along the way and really study pictures of things that really strike you. Because I feel like that's how we learn a lot. It's like, what are we drawn to and how can we emulate that?
I feel like it's the best way to plan your garden. Look at what other people are doing and just pick out the things that you like and the things you don't. Be like, I love this part, but I don't like that. And sometimes it solidifies the things you don't like.
Yeah.
And you don't want to make mistakes because they can be really costly and take a lot of time. So it can save you from being like, oh, I thought I wanted that, but I do not.
Right. Yeah, it's good both ways. But anyway, thank you guys to all of you who have sent your pictures in so far. We will do another one of these here very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.